Close your eyes now, my dear, and let this be the moment you finally stop chasing and simply allow yourself to receive. You don't need to earn anything tonight. You don't need to prove anything tonight. You only need to breathe, to soften, to open your hands. 12 gentle truths are waiting for you here, each one a small doorway into receiving, into worth, into the quiet trust that the universe already knows exactly what you deserve. There is nothing to chase, nothing to force, nothing you must catch before you're allowed to simply receive. Just your breath, arriving and leaving, patient and unhurried, asking nothing more of you than presence right now. Nothing is required of you except your breath and your willingness to stop chasing tonight. So let your shoulders drop, let your hands open, let your whole body settle into the truth that you don't have to run toward what's already coming. And let us begin together, softly, the way receiving always begins. The chase that quietly exhausts your worth. There is a quiet chase many of us have been running, my dear, without ever fully realizing how tired it has quietly made us over time. Chasing approval, chasing achievement, chasing proof that we are finally truly worthy of good things arriving in our life. Tonight, let's notice that chase together. What have you been running toward without ever pausing long enough to ask why? Breathe in slowly, and as you exhale, whisper softly, I am worthy, even while standing still. Feel how unfamiliar that sentence might sound at first, almost like stopping in the middle of a race you didn't know you'd entered. A woman once said she hadn't realized how exhausted she was until the moment she finally stopped chasing and simply sat down. What did she discover in that quiet, unfamiliar stillness? This isn't about giving up on your dreams. It's about noticing the exhausting belief that worth must always be chased down and captured. That belief costs more energy than most people realize, quietly convincing us that stillness means falling behind somehow, no matter how untrue that actually is. Tonight, we begin gently noticing that chase, not to shame it, but simply to see it clearly. And seeing it clearly is often the very first step toward finally letting yourself rest, gently, without guilt. Why receiving feels harder than giving ever does. Have you noticed how much easier it feels to give, to help, to offer, than it does to simply receive something in return from others? This isn't coincidence, my dear. Many of us were quietly taught that receiving means owing, or worse, that we don't quite deserve it in the first place. Tonight, let's gently examine why receiving can feel so unexpectedly difficult for so many of us. A real-world example makes this easier to feel than any explanation could offer. A man once said a friend offered to help him during a hard season, and his first instinct was to refuse, insisting he could manage entirely alone. The moment he finally accepted help, something in him softened that he hadn't realized was tense. He hadn't expected receiving itself to feel like relief rather than weakness. The pattern here is subtle but remarkably consistent for nearly everyone who examines it, honestly and without judgment. Refusing to receive often masks a quiet belief that we haven't yet earned good things, that ease must be suspicious somehow, undeserved. Allowing yourself to receive, even in small ways, gently interrupts that belief, one small acceptance at a time. What you refuse to receive may simply be waiting for you to finally let it in, quietly, without resist. Notice, just for a moment, how tightly your hands are held right now. Let them open, palms up, gently. Notice how different it feels to simply hold your hands open instead of clenched. The secret the universe already knows about you. The universe, my dear, has never once questioned your worth the way your own mind sometimes quietly does, over and over again. It doesn't require proof of achievement, doesn't wait for you to chase down permission before offering good things freely. Tonight, let's consider what the universe might already know about you, long before you ever believed it. Your older traditions spoke of this knowing as something unconditional, something present since before you could even understand what worth meant. A grandmother once told her granddaughter that the sun doesn't ask the flower to prove itself before it shines upon it. Modern minds, so used to earning everything, often resist this idea until they finally experience it directly. What might shift if you trusted the universe's quiet certainty about your worth instead of your own doubting mind? People who begin trusting this certainty often describe an unexpected sense of relief settling over them almost immediately, more than they expected. As if a heavy exam they'd been endlessly studying for had simply, quietly already been passed long ago without their knowing. It isn't naivety. It's remembering something true that got buried beneath years of proving and chasing endlessly. And in that remembering, something in you finally exhales completely, deeply, all the way down, the way a long-held breath finally releases. As we continue into this, there's a quiet reason certain things only arrive once you finally stop chasing them so hard. What changes when you finally open your hatch? Open hands, my dear, can receive in a way closed. Gripping hands simply cannot, no matter how hard they try to catch something. Tonight, let's practice this literally. Opening your palms, feeling the difference between grasping tightly and simply allowing something to arrive on its own. Place your hands open on your lap, palms up, and whisper, "I open my hands and I allow good things to arrive." Feel how strange that posture might feel at first, and how quickly your shoulders respond by softening anyway. A woman once said the moment she stopped clenching her fists metaphorically through life, opportunities began landing gently in her open palms instead. What was she finally allowing herself to receive in that quiet, open moment? This isn't passivity, it's readiness, creating space for something to arrive instead of exhausting yourself trying to force it forward constantly. Closed hands can hold on to what's already there, but they cannot receive anything new without opening first, gently, deliberately. Once your hands open, metaphorically and literally, receiving becomes possible in a way chasing never quite allowed before now. And that openness, once practiced, tends to invite more than grasping ever managed to catch, gently. Over time, the moment striving softens into allowing. There is a specific moment, my dear, when exhausted striving finally softens into something quieter, something more like simply allowing life to unfold naturally. Most people fight past this moment for as long as possible, afraid that allowing means giving up entirely on their goals or dreams. Tonight, let's slow down enough to actually witness that moment arriving within you. Breathe in, and as you exhale, whisper, "I release striving, and I allow what is meant for me to arrive." Feel your shoulders drop slightly, feel your breath deepen without needing to force anything further. A retired teacher once said the season she stopped striving so hard was the exact season the opportunity she'd wanted for years finally appeared. What changed in her the moment her striving finally softened into allowing? Striving narrows the nervous system, keeping it braced, exhausted, focused only on forcing a single specific outcome into place at any cost. Allowing widens that same nervous system, creating room for something even better than what you were forcing to arrive instead of it. Once allowing replaces striving, life tends to bring solutions the mind alone could never have forced into existence on its own. And that ease, once felt, tends to carry forward into everything you do from here on, gently, naturally. A forgotten truth hidden inside receiving. Old traditions understood receiving differently than most modern minds do, my dear. Not as weakness, but as a courageous, deliberate act of trust. They believed graciously receiving honored the giver as much as gratefully giving honored the receiver, both equally sacred, meaningful acts. Somewhere along the way, this understanding faded, replaced by the belief that self-sufficiency alone proves worth. An elderly man once said his mother taught him that refusing help wasn't strength, it was often simply fear disguised as independence. He still repeats this to himself, decades later, whenever he feels the old urge to refuse support that's freely offered. What is it about receiving graciously that brings such immediate, noticeable relief to both people involved? The pattern many notice is emotional rather than purely philosophical in nature, though both play a genuine role in how it lands. Refusing to receive keeps the nervous system anxiously self-reliant, exhausted, quietly convinced that needing anything is somehow shameful or weak. Receiving graciously, offered instead, allows the nervous system to finally rest into connection, into ease, into deeper trust. That small shift seems to quietly protect your peace no matter how much you're being offered by life or by others. Just for a moment, imagine something good arriving effortlessly without you needing to chase it down at all. Notice how calm even the simple thought of that ease feels inside you right now. Why chasing pushes away what you're chasing. Have you noticed how the harder you chase something, the more it seems to slip further away from you entirely, almost teasingly out of reach? While the moment you finally relax and stop chasing, the very thing you wanted often quietly finds its way back to you naturally. This isn't coincidence, my dear. It's a pattern as old as trust itself, repeating quietly across every corner of life. A woman once said she spent months chasing a specific outcome that refused to arrive no matter how hard she pursued it. The moment she finally said, "I release this, and I trust it will come if it's meant for me," it arrived within weeks. She hadn't expected releasing the chase itself to be the missing piece all along. The mechanism here is simple, though rarely discussed in everyday conversation between people caught up in constant, exhausting pursuit. Chasing tightens the nervous system, and a tightened nervous system perceives fewer options, fewer paths, fewer ways for things to naturally arrive. Releasing that chase loosens the grip, and in that loosened space, things often find their way back more easily than expected. What you've been chasing may simply be waiting for you to finally stop chasing it, quietly, gently. The quiet practice of simply letting life in. There is a quiet practice, my dear, of simply letting life in, without needing to earn it, chase it, or prove yourself worthy first each time. Most people rush past this practice, moving straight from one pursuit to the next, without ever pausing long enough to actually receive. Tonight, let's practice letting life in together, gently, for just a few breaths. Whisper softly, "I let life in, exactly as it is, without needing to chase it further." Feel your chest soften. Feel something in you settle that had been quietly bracing against ease for a long time. A nurse once said guiding patients to simply receive care rather than resist it noticeably eased both their recovery and their peace. What might you receive tonight? Simply by letting your guard down long enough to let it in. This practice doesn't require anything to be finished or resolved first. It only requires your willingness to pause and receive right now, exactly as things are. Letting life in doesn't mean abandoning your goals. It means allowing ease alongside effort, rather than only exhausting struggle all the time. Once you learn to let life in regularly, receiving tends to feel less foreign, less undeserved, less like something to constantly refuse. And that openness, once practiced, tends to remain quietly available to you whenever you need it again, patiently. What happens when you stop proving your worth? There is a moment, my dear, when constantly proving your worth finally becomes more exhausting than simply trusting that it's already quietly true. Most people resist that moment for as long as possible, afraid that stopping means losing whatever ground they've gained through constant struggle. But stopping tonight means something gentler than that. Something more like finally resting into what was always true. Whisper softly, "I release the need to prove my worth, and I trust it is already established." Feel your jaw unclench. Feel something in your chest loosen that has been tight for longer than you realized. A man once said the moment he stopped proving himself constantly, the exact recognition he'd been chasing for years arrived naturally and unexpectedly. What had he been unknowingly blocking simply by continuing to prove himself so relentlessly? Proving keeps you exhausted, forever chasing validation that never quite feels like enough, no matter how much you accumulate or achieve. Trusting your worth is already established frees that same energy for simply living, simply being, simply receiving what quietly comes your way. Once proving stops, worth doesn't disappear. It simply no longer needs constant, exhausting defense or justification from you. And in that release, receiving finally has room to arrive without needing to be earned first, gently, naturally. The voice that says you don't have to chase. Underneath every exhausting chase, my dear, there is often a quieter voice that has been gently whispering permission to stop all along, patiently waiting. That voice doesn't shout, doesn't demand, it simply waits, patiently, for you to finally be willing to listen closely. Tonight, let's listen past the chase, toward whatever has been waiting quietly beneath it. Breathe in, and as you exhale, whisper. I hear the voice that says, I don't have to chase, and I choose to listen. Feel how different that sentence lands compared to continuing the chase out of habit, out of fear, out of simply not knowing another way to live. A young woman once said that the moment she finally heard this quieter voice, her whole relationship with striving began to change completely. What was that quieter voice trying to remind her of? The entire time she was chasing, the chasing mind often speaks first because it's louder, more urgent, insisting that stopping means everything will fall apart or disappear entirely and immediately. But underneath it, patiently, is usually a steadier voice, one that knows receiving is not the same as losing or failing at all. Tonight, instead of silencing the chase, simply listen past it toward whatever has been quietly waiting beneath it. That quieter voice, once heard, tends to bring a peace the chase could never quite offer, no matter how far it ran. Why the universe already knows what you deserve. The universe, my dear, doesn't measure your worth the way your anxious mind sometimes does, comparing, calculating, endlessly doubting itself. It simply knows, the same way it knows a seed deserves to grow, a tide deserves to rise, a sun deserves to shine. Tonight, let's notice how deeply this certainty applies to you as well. A retired nurse once said the moment she finally trusted the universe knew her worth, she stopped chasing recognition she'd been desperately seeking for years. She hadn't expected trusting something so much larger than herself to actually settle something so deeply personal inside her. What might shift for you tonight, simply by trusting that same quiet, unwavering certainty? This isn't blind faith. It's simply recognizing that worth was never something to be proven or earned in the first place, only quietly remembered. A mind that doubts tends to chase endlessly, needing constant reassurance that never quite feels like enough on its own, no matter how much arrives. A heart that trusts tends to rest, receiving what comes, knowing the universe has never once doubted what you deserve or need. Tonight, let that certainty settle in, quietly, the way truth always eventually does, gently, without needing to be forced, the gentle arrival of everything you've been chasing. There is a soft threshold, my dear, between the exhausted chase you've known and the quiet receiving waiting just beyond it. You are standing at that threshold right now, closer than you may realize, closer with every breath you've allowed yourself tonight. Let's walk through it together, slowly, the way one enters a quiet room without disturbing anything inside. Whisper one final time. I stop chasing, and I open myself to receive everything the universe already knows I deserve. Let those words become softer with each repetition until they feel less like effort and more like simply arriving somewhere you've always belonged. A woman once said that by the 4th repetition, she could no longer tell where the chasing had gone, only that receiving had quietly taken its place. That is exactly where you are welcome to arrive tonight too. This threshold doesn't require you to do anything else, my dear, only to keep breathing, keep opening, keep allowing the chase to finally rest and settle. Whatever you've been chasing will continue quietly making its way to you long after these words have gone quiet and this room falls silent. You don't need to hold on to any of this consciously. Your heart already knows exactly what to do with it. Simply rest now and let everything you've been chasing finally, quietly find you instead, gently, in its own perfect time. There is nothing left for you to chase tonight, my dear. Only breath, only rest, only the quiet receiving that has been waiting patiently this entire time. You've spoken gently to your striving, your doubt, your exhausted chase. And each one has softened just a little tonight. That softening doesn't end the moment this meditation does. It continues quietly through the night and into the days ahead. The universe has never once doubted your worth, my dear. In the same patient way, it never has, without needing convincing. You don't have to earn tonight's rest. You don't have to chase it. You only have to receive it gently. Let your breathing grow slower now. Let your thoughts grow fewer and further apart, like a race finally slowing into a quiet, unhurried walk. If an old urge to chase drifts through, simply let it pass, the way a cloud passes without needing your permission or your attention. Whatever you've been chasing is welcome to soften a little further with every breath you take from here forward tonight. Whatever felt like it needed to be caught has already been released, gently, and it doesn't need to be pursued right now. You are safe here, in this quiet receiving, in this soft opening, in this moment that asks nothing further of you. Notice how much lighter you feel already, how much less you need to chase than you did before this meditation began, how much easier it feels simply to breathe. Let receiving come now, unhurried, the way it always has, wrapping around you like something warm and long overdue. Something that was always meant to find you. And when what you've been chasing finally arrives, however it arrives, know that it was always on its way, quietly, patiently, the entire time you were learning to receive instead of chase. Whatever you carried into tonight, you don't have to carry the same way tomorrow. Something has already shifted here, even if only slightly, even if only for tonight. Rest now, gently, my dear. You are worthy. You are receiving. The universe has always known exactly what you deserve, and this quiet knowing will still be here, waiting for you, for as long as you need.